This comic is rated R for nudity and violence, just like I like it. Coming to paperback and e-readers, Isis Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new Isis series adventure. Pre-order your copy of Isis Dark Incubus at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. Before I get into my review of Bobby Joe and the Appalachian Alien Apocalypse number 3, I wanted to give everybody an update on the SJS Direct 2024 catalog. Now, the SJS Direct 2024 catalog is going to kick off this month on March 22nd with the release of John Haynes' Illuminati, and you can pick up your copy of John Haynes' Illuminati in paperback on March 22nd, or you can pre-order your digital copy on Amazon.com, and you can also pre-order it at every other online bookseller, including Google Play, Smashwords, the iBookstore, Draft2Digital, and every other online bookseller out here, including Kobo and many others. And you'll also be able to pre-order the other two books of the SJS Direct 2024 catalog, Isis Dark Incubus and A Steam Horror in the Hamptons in digital format at all online booksellers everywhere right now, or you can wait for the paperbacks to come out on April 26th for Dark Incubus and for May 24th for Horror in the Hamptons. Now, I have been really busy working on getting the books together for the SJS Direct 2024 catalog, and as I've been trying to get those books ready, I've been checking out a lot of comics on Kickstarter and Indiegogo and putting in pledges for books that I really like. And last month I spent over $100 on comics from indie publishers just because I like them and to share them with all the viewers out here. And one of the books that I really wanted to pick up as related to paper copies after reading the awesome digital copy was Bobby Joe and the Appalachian Alien Apocalypse. Now, the first two issues of Bobby Joe and the Appalachian Alien Apocalypse were absolutely fantastic, and I'm really enjoying this series, it really reminds me a lot of those great 1970s action and horror movies, and this one really reminds me a lot of Alien and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and this story just keeps getting better with every issue. And this third issue is so good that I just read it from cover to cover in less than about 20 minutes because the story was that compelling. And after reading it, I have to say it's one of the best comics of 2024, and I'm eager to see more of Bobby Joe and the Appalachian Alien Apocalypse because the action in this book moves so fast that I'm just eager to pick up that fourth issue whenever it drops on Kickstarter. Now, this third issue of Bobby Joe and the Appalachian Alien Apocalypse starts soon after what happened to Merle in the second issue, and you're definitely going to have to pick up that second issue to find out what happened to Merle, because that really ties into the plot of this book, which continues to get better with great writing by Scott Welke and great art by Michael Maine. And everything else from the creative team really works fantastically in this book, which kicks off with the action picking up after Merle got injured by some of these Martians, and Bobby Joe and the sheriff looking to escape the carnage that took place in the second issue, which wound up injuring Merle, Bobby Joe's pet, and help and aid as related to dealing with this alien apocalypse. Now, after they get out of that whole situation, we see Bobby Joe trying to do what she can for Merle, and tries to get Merle back to get some help in his pod, which reminds me a lot of the spaceship that Kal-El came in from Superman. And this pod, basically, it leads to Merle getting healed up. Meanwhile, the guy from the cult, who lost all of his cult members due to the alien attack, he's looking for a phone and trying to find a way to call his wife. And this basically is going to tie nicely into a subplot. I really like the way they just weave stuff in nicely and organically. But we get back to the action, and Bobby Joe and the sheriff having to find out what happened to Merle as related to this pod. And after he comes out of the pod, he's okay. But we learn a lot more about these aliens from Bobby Joe and Merle as the deputies are just dealing with all of the craziness. So I really like the way that everything is plotted and paced in this comic. I mean, here we are about 3-4 pages in, and the action is so fast-paced that it just really gets you into it and really has you continuing to read more. But I can't give away all of this book because, one, this book is rated R for nudity and violence, just like I like it. And two, I don't want to spoil the work of Scott Wilkie and Michael Maine, who've put together an absolutely fantastic comic for Bad Bug Publications, and have done a great job with the story of Bobby Joe, showing us these people in the South and in this Appalachian trailer park area, but showing us these great humanized characters in an absolutely fantastic story that gets better and better. And all I'll say about Bobby Joe and the Appalachian Alien Apocalypse is, while you see Bobby here with a shotgun, the guns do get bigger, and the impact from those guns gets a whole lot messier in this book as the action continues to rise and build towards what I believe is going to be a fantastic climax to an absolutely fantastic story that is exceptionally well done here. I mean, the storytelling here, again, the pacing is very solid, the character development is very well done, and Bobby Joe herself is very well developed, not in terms of character, but also because of physical build. But everything here just works so well, and I could easily see this comic easily being a movie or a TV series in a kind of grindhouse pulpy style way, and I could see this really working well on screen because the action, again, is well put together, just like Bobby Joe is, and everything here just, again, absolutely fantastic storytelling overall, and that's why I can highly recommend you pick up Bobby Joe and the Appalachian Alien Apocalypse. This one is a comic you don't want to miss, and when I read that first digital issue, I was just so impressed, the first 2 digital issues, that I had to come back for the third, and I also had to come back for the paper copies because this book is so good. I want to add it to my collection, and I believe many comic fans, you'll want to add this book to your collection because this one is just, this is what really great horror comics are supposed to be like. I mean, this is what a horror comic really is when it's well put together. This is what you get is Bobby Joe and the Appalachian Alien Apocalypse, which, again, reminds me so much of Alien meets Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and Bobby Joe kicks more butt than Ripley in Alien and shows us that you can do a very strong heroine in a story and make her somebody who's got a great character, because what really makes you like Bobby Joe is her strength of character. Again, she is a woman who just really cares about people and wants to protect people and has that strength of character to stand up to do what's right, and that's what makes her a very attractive and appealing character overall. Not to mention that she's also pretty good looking, but what makes you like her is that she just has that resolve to stand up for what's right. So this book is one that I say, yeah, you definitely want to pick this one up. Now that the Kickstarter is over, you definitely want to go over to the Bad Bug website and get all of these issues, and I guarantee you're not going to be disappointed with this book, which is what I believe to be one of the best books of 2024. Now, my first full comic, John Haynes at Death's Door, is now available on Lulu.com, and I'm working behind the scenes to try to see if I can get this book on Amazon so that everybody can get their own copy of John Haynes at Death's Door, and you can pick it up on Lulu right now in paperback for the same price as the 2022 Kickstarter, and you can also pick up my first comic that I did with Bill Walko, Esteem No Good Deed. You can find that comic on Kindle for 99 cents, and you can also find it in the back of the book, A Steam Blast from the Past. And right now I'm still trying to work out getting my next SJS Direct comic out there. And what I want to do is a comic featuring the goddess next door, Isis. So I've got 2 scripts ready to go, but I just need to raise the funds to do that. And you can help me be able to get that comic to the marketplace by going out here and dropping a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And you can use those same links to Patreon, PayPal, and Cash App to help me to be able to pay for more great independent comics so I can continue sharing more great independent comics with all the folks out there on social media so that many of these great stories can get more exposure and people can find out how there are still many great comics out there. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Illuminati. The man who rules the world takes on the head of the global elite in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes, Illuminati on Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.